We are speaking of the World Cup and the selections, Sanjay, so time to put you in a bit of a spot here. Who is your top order for the Indian T20 World Cup squad? There's a lot of talks already going around.
It's a really tough one. Yashasvi Jaiswal's, I think, form will be watched, and he would be ideal with Rohit Sharma as the openers. And after that, I don't want to get too much into naming my exact number 3, 4, 5 because we have to be aware of the kind of fans and I think have been almost quiet on social media. So I'm very extremely wary of giving interviews and these kind of opinions. I used to give because it's always sort of misconstrued and it's like Sanjay Manjrekar has opened his mouth, let's try and make a story out of it. So in my head, I've got my players that I would want and players that I wouldn't want. But I wouldn't name them. I would name guys that India shouldn't leave out. The Rinku Singhs and Sanju Samson, I think, is in serious contention for me. And Chahal, I think very rarely do you see somebody holding the purple cap. That's the number of wickets, that's quantity of wickets, but with it, the quality of wickets that he's taken as well. So he's another guy who should be in contention for the spinner spot. That's all you're going to get.
You speak about big match players. One of them is, of course, Virat Kohli. There's a huge debate on whether he deserves a spot in a T20 World Cup, especially in the Indian squad here at this point. He's constantly trying to, of course, answer his critics with his bat, doing all the talking. But where do you stand in this raging debate?
My view, having been involved with Indian cricket over the years, is that Indian fans and Indian, mostly all of us around the Indian cricket team tend to think about an individual and how that individual fit into a team, and especially when it comes to the iconic players in the past, Tendulkar and everybody. It should be more about what the team wants. And I've maintained this right from the start that come the time when India have to pick their squad for the T20 World Cup, just see, who is going to fit into those important positions the best and not think about how do we fit Rohit Sharma in, or how do we fit Hardik Pandya in, or how do we fit Virat Kohli in. Um, the the biggest use of IPL that Indian cricket can make is actually finding out players who are in form and who do well in the tough moments. And it's easy even for general fans to see who are the guys that you would want in that T20 World Cup Indian side. So I'm not again going to reveal any names, but the focus has to be about what will make the Indian T20 team a force to reckon with, and especially, coming into the final rounds is easy for India. We've seen that in all the ICC events of the past, but the semis, finals, who are the guys who will help India win? And those are the guys that you've got to pick over the others who may have got more runs or wickets or whatever. So sorry, you're not going to get any names from me.
The T20 league is also not just about the senior hands, they're also about the youngsters who keep coming through. Who are the lot, or which of this particular lot has really piqued your interest and have possibly got the selectors thinking as well?
I hope because he's not getting as many opportunities, the selectors don't forget about Rinku Singh. I think he's a straight-in walk-in in that Indian team. And every time he's got those limited opportunities as well, you see how good he is in the sense, the consistency, the range that he has. So he's obviously somebody that I like from the obviously the core of the Indian team, from apart from the big names that we always know, that we're thinking about. So he is one. The other batter who has played for India has been around for a long time, but finally I think he's come to a stage where people, what they were expecting is starting to happen. That is Sanju Samson, with his consistency, maturity, um, and when he's playing and he's on song, um, India need that kind of a player in their T20 team. So he's another that I really like. Riyan Parag is interesting. I want to see him the whole season because some of the innings that he played, the peak of Riyan Parag, I think very few can match. Very few young batters can match his sort of peak. So that is very interesting, but we'd like to see the whole season, how he goes about. But yeah, when I'm looking at players, I'm looking at more T20 batters. I think India might just struggle to get quality T20 seam bowlers.